welcome back to the 25th episode of the Stitch with Love podcast. My name is Shannon. I am a knitter and a crocheter coming to you from Palmerston North, New Zealand. If you are new here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you like what you see here and want to keep up with the podcast, I would love if you would subscribe. If you're not new, welcome back. I'm so happy that you chose to come back. And I would love to hear what you are working on while you're watching this. So feel free to let me know because it's awesome. And I love hearing what you guys are working on. So I am actually recording on time, which is nice. If you are new here, the last not even a couple of weeks, last month has been a little bit topsy-turvy with me being sick and just things not quite working out the way that I'd planned, so I missed a couple of episodes, but I am back. To start off with what I am wearing, this is my Flounce shawl by Truly Myrtle, or Libby Johnson. It is knitted in Mrs. Peacock yarns. It's her, okay, I don't know if I can pronounce this right, Sumptuous base, which is an MCN. So 80% merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere. It's lovely. I want more of it. And the colours I used, if I can remember, I did talk about this in a previous podcast, but I can't remember which one. Rose Tinted Memories is this one here. The dark purple is Professor Plum, and I can't remember this one. I want to say Blossom, but I'm not sure. If it's still in stock, I'll link it below. But yeah. So I'm wearing this because it's not too bad now, but the last week it's been pretty cold. So, it's been great knitting weather when I'm not at work. But the coldest parts of the days is generally when I'm working. So for those of you who don't know, I do before and after school care and holiday program for school-aged children. So I start work on a normal day during the term. I start work at 7 and work for an hour and a half. Then I come home, which by that point it's warmed up a little bit by then. Not always very much, but it's not as cold. And then I go back in the afternoon and finish at 6. So I'm normally working during the colder part of the days, and I obviously looking after kids. I can't knit while I'm working. So however, I will be teaching the kids to crochet next term, which will be cool. That's actually part of our project, so that's exciting. So yeah, I'll talk more about how it's been here. We'll get into some knitting, shall we? So my main focus, I'm bringing everything else with me. It's my notions pouch. I've been focusing mostly on this. This is, which way around does it go? I don't think it matters too much at this point. This is my love note. It looks huge right now. I haven't obviously done this bit at the top, and I've just started Sleeve Island, so on one sleeve. Haven't started the other one. So I finished the body, like the main part of the body, yesterday. So the reason why I'm trying to get this done is because Capital Fibre Fest is next Saturday, which is very exciting. And Mama Willing, the dyer behind this yarn and who encouraged me to do a love note, is going to be there. So I want to show her the love note that I made using her yarn. She's already seen some photos, but I want to show her the finished thing. So I want to take this with me to Fiberfest. So yeah, that's exciting. So I've got a week left to finish knitting it. So I've got to do both sleeves and the top part of the body and the neckline. That's the word, neckline. For someone who's got a lot of energy and is talking a lot, I can't remember a thing. Anyway, so yeah, and then I've also got to have it blocked and obviously ends woven in. So, I've been working on this a lot this week. The yarn I'm using is Mama Willing. It's a bag that's open. These cakes are going to look really funny because I've knitted with half of it anyway. So this is Silky Surrey, which is, I can't remember if it's 75%, 25 or 80, 20. I can't remember. But Surrey silk, no. Surrey alpaca and silk. Surrey silk? What am I on about? Yeah, this is her colorway Blushed. Oh, getting tangled. And then this is Merino Sport. 100% Merino Sport weight. This is her color Parfait. I'm loving her Merino Sport. It's so soft. Yeah. It doesn't matter that I put that on my face because this is for me. So, well, I've got yarn all over me. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm learning to alternate skeins, and there's been a few loose stitches. Let's see if I can find some so I can show you. So I found them earlier. Well, there's a couple through here. Don't know if you can really see, probably not. Camera probably won't pick it up very well. There's one there. And so there's some which I can probably like jiggle them out. And some I'm just going to duplicate stitch over to fix. So, especially on the back. There's a lot on the back. I don't even know how I managed that one. I know some of it's due to ends. This one here is from when I started doing the helical knitting. I'm not quite sure why that's happened that way. But, or either, I think that one is going to have to be a one of doing a duplicate, I think. Which is fine. I don't mind. So yeah, that is this. This is my love note. I'm loving the colour. I'm loving working with Surrey. The only thing is, there's been a couple of times where I've had to pull fluff out of my mouth. But I'm still going to knit with Surrey because it's amazing and it's so soft. And I think I said this last week. I was watching a podcast and someone said, once you go mohair, you never go back. I would agree that's the case with me and Surrey. I will probably be knitting a few jumpers, especially for the winter, out of this because it's so soft. I imagine it's probably really warm. And we've had negatives this week, so it's been cold. I think our low this week was -2. Now, I know for some people that's like, oh, that's nothing. I mostly grew up in Auckland, even though I was born in the UK. I moved here when I was 5, and I grew up in Auckland. And Auckland doesn't get negatives. 9 times out of 10, probably actually even more than that. Like, you get down to like singles, maybe a 0, but I don't think I've ever experienced a negative. I think even when I was here in Palmy last, we went down to 0, but not negative. Whereas half of last week, when I woke up, it was at least -1, if not colder. I went into work on Friday morning and the gate to the school was frozen and the playground had thick white ice, like on the wooden, I don't know what it's called, but not fence is it, but like goes around the outside of the playground, that had thick white ice on it. And my husband's car took half an hour to defrost. And yeah, so for me, what I'm used to, yeah, I like the cold, so don't get me wrong, but I need some more woolens if we're going to be staying here. That's a definite, because we're only in July now, so we're probably at the coldest, but it may even get colder. Yeah, so I need some more woolens. Don't know if you can hear the siren. I definitely can. Even though we live in a small city, we do live in the city, so stuff happens. A lot. You know, we literally live like a 10-minute walk from town, like the town square. So, anyway, going back to knitting, I went off on a major tangent about the weather and police sirens. Anyway, so yeah, my love note. Living in my Rosea by Lily project bag, the only proper project bag that I actually own. However, as I said, I'm going to Capital Fibre Fest, and one of the booths right next to Mama Willing sells project bags, and the one I think next to them also sells project bags. So I'm hoping to get a whole bunch. Yay! I'm excited. I am very, very excited. So yeah, hopefully I'll get some more project bags, which would be nice. Yeah, moving on. This might be a shorter episode just because there's like no acquisitions and stuff. It's pretty much just knitting. And it's the same projects from last week. And then just me blabbering about Fiberfest and the weather. Pretty much. But hey. I have 2 shawls living in here because this bag is big enough. And as previously mentioned, I need more project bags. So, where's the end? There we go. This is my Simple Gifts shawl by Dee O'Keefe. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And I am really enjoying this. I haven't worked on it much. I worked on it at the beginning of the week. But then my love note kind of took over, so. But I imagine this will not be done by Fiberfest, so maybe it will come with me. I haven't actually thought that far. I mean, I'm only going for the day, but I've got 4 hours of travel time, so minimum. That's just to get to Wellington, and then I've got to get to the event and back again from central Wellington, so may even be closer to like 5 hours, 6 hours. I don't know. Anyway, so this is knitted on 4mm needles. The yarn I'm using is Spotlight Mill Ends that I picked up, gosh, I think when I first moved here and I didn't have like my stash with me. Probably. Yeah, I think so. So I've had it for several months and it's just been sitting there. It's being hacked up, it just needed to be used. So they don't tell you what it is, but from the feel of it, it feels like cotton or some kind of cotton blend. It's actually really soft. And it's a nice colour. It'll be a nice summer shawl. Or spring. Because it doesn't get, like it gets hot here in Palmy. It doesn't get as humid as it does in Auckland. But it gets hot, like dry heat. Especially in March, it can get really hot. But then it cools down quite a bit at night. Sorry, I'm having my coffee. Probably have foam all over my lip. It's my Air New Zealand mug from when I used to work at Air New Zealand. I think it's my first week there. They gave us a welcome back. And I got a company mug. And I got to keep it when I left. I also have a company umbrella. But random bit of information. I don't even work in aviation anymore. But yeah, from when I used to work at Air New Zealand. Anyway. Yeah. So, not much more to say about this. It's lace. I am very much a lace knitter. I love knitting lace. I love shawls. I love baby items. However, I have currently taken a liking to garments as well. So, I think just knitted anything aside from maybe washcloths. At the moment, not feeling that. I'll get bored. But yeah, so that's that. Before I put that back in, I don't think I've worked on this at all. This is will be the wrap I'm making for my sister-in-law. Yeah, I don't think I've worked on this one this week. Pardon me, I'm gonna try and work on it more this week. Yeah. I'm using Roxy Fibers for this one. I can't remember the base. I had a look, and I think this is before she was naming her bases. So it's just machine wash 4-ply, is what she has it down as. And this is in Bejeweled, which she doesn't have anymore. So I wonder if she has something similar. I think she might, but I don't know. So yeah. And this is on 3.75mm needles. Yeah. So they can both go back in there. This is going to be a short episode because that is all my knitting for this week. I have no acquisitions. I haven't dyed any more yarn because I've been sleeping. I've been really tired. And even though I had Friday afternoon off because we went to the school's production, I slept most of Friday, to be perfectly honest. I think I got home a little bit later because we did some admin. Oh, speaking of work, I've got to print a whole bunch of stuff. I'll do that after this. I got home after we did some admin at work, and then had to do more admin for holiday program. Finished that about lunchtime, had some food, and then ended up falling asleep and slept till like 4. And then we went out. I got to see the kids perform, which was so cool. They've been working really hard, and I had a few of them like asked me personally if I was going to be there. And I wanted to go anyway, but especially when you get kids asking you, it's like, well, I have to go now. And it was really cool. I loved seeing them perform. And as I said, they've worked really hard, and at the end they brought up photos of they brought up the photos of them doing their sets and everything. It was really cool. And one of the kids who I know really well, he is potentially on the spectrum. They don't know exactly yet. But he struggles with like sensory issues, and at the beginning of the year he really struggled being in social situations and wouldn't want to, talk in front of people and things like that. He's only 5. At the production, he was the star of the show. Like, I think he was everyone's favourite. As soon as he came on, everyone was like laughing, like a good laugh, like he was trying to be funny. They weren't laughing at him. He was trying to be funny. And we're like, oh, he's, like everyone was really happy when they saw him. And he just did so well. And it honestly made my week. Seeing him up there, enjoying it. He had a massive smile on his face. He had a lot of his classmates were like, some of them were really into it. Some of them were just kind of like, oh, I'm just here sort of thing. And then you had him who was completely like, yeah, I'm enjoying this. Look at me. I'm a Kiwi. It was so cute. It was amazing. I loved it. Yesterday, I knit most of yesterday. I wasn't feeling very great, which was not awesome. So I slept and knit basically all day. And then today, I slept even more so. I think I'm just really tired. It's end of term, and it always happens towards end of term. We've got one more week, and then it's holiday program. So us staff and the kids were all really tired at this point because got 10-week term. There's been a lot that's happened this term, and so everyone's just like, we don't really get a rest though because holiday program, but then once 12:30 hits, aside from one day where I start at 12:30, but all the other days, once 12:30 hits, or whenever I finish, I think the latest I'm finishing is 3, but most of the days, once 12:30 finishes, that's it. I can go home, I can have a nap, I can knit, and so I can kind of catch up on a little bit of sleep. Yeah, so that's kind of how I'm feeling at the moment. I'm just tired more than anything, and I'm thinking I was going to take some leave before Capital Fibre Fest, but there's been a lot of like staff changes and things going on, and I didn't think it would be a good time, so maybe after a holiday program I'll take some leave. I haven't thought that far yet. I have the leave to cover it, but also we've got a trip planned to Auckland in October. Yeah, October, so I need to make sure I've leave for that. And then obviously Christmas is a thing, so when we close down I've got to have leave to cover that, so yeah. Yeah, no, so next week is Capital Fibre Fest. I don't know how, because I've not recorded out in public before. Ideally, I'd like to have some footage, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get over my nerves and my anxiety of recording in public. If I do, I'll have some footage. If not, then I'll just talk to you about it when I get back. And that episode, I don't know if that will go up on Sunday or if it will go up a couple of days later. I'm not too sure. Depends how tired I am on Sunday. It may end up going up on Monday. We'll see. Or Tuesday, because I think I'm working a long day on Monday. Yeah. So, not too sure about that one. But yeah, so there will be at least some talk about Capital Fibre Fest. Whether or not there'll be footage, I don't know. So I'm not going to promise, but hopefully it will happen. Depends how I feel on the day. But yeah. Anyway, I think that's it for this week. I can't think of anything else that I need to say. I was going to talk about, our cold week, but I've already told you about that. Yeah, I can't think of anything else, to be perfectly honest. I feel like I need a nap. It's only 2 o'clock. What? I'm so tired. My job's amazing. The kids are amazing, but it's exhausting. I need a holiday. My boss and I were talking about that on Friday. So I was saying about how I was excited, to go see the kids, but also meant I got a afternoon off. And because the kids had I said the name of where we were going to be, and I realised it probably wasn't going to be the best idea. But I've just been so used to talking to people about it, I didn't even think. Anyway, because the kids had to be where the production was at a certain time, a lot of them went home relatively early or got picked up early, and so they were going to finish early probably as well. So we were talking about that because we just needed an early start to our weekend. We were so tired. Thursday was exhausting. We both went home and were like, we need coffee or V or something, because we're half asleep at this point. So yeah, anyway, I am going to get back to knitting on my love note. There's a couple of other things I need to do as well, isn't there? I don't need to clean my house. I need to clean my kitchen. I'm sure there was something else I needed to do. I print stuff for work. But yeah, so I'll go do that. Anyway, I hope you have a awesome week. I will talk to you next week after Capital Fibre Fest, and I hopefully will have some yarn and goodies to show you, which will be exciting. So I will see you then. I hope whatever you're doing brings you some joy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you then. Bye!